welcome to the Old World Fanatics, your Warhammer Fantasy podcast to quench your hobby thirst for all things the Old World. I'm one of your hosts, Gomo, as usual, and I'm joined today just by Josh. It's just us two today, mate. How you going?
Just us two. Very intimate.
Yeah, it is very intimate. I've got a new camera, which is not working right, but people just have to live with it. And
it's working fine. It actually looks less pale now than it did before. So
yeah, and I'm still fiddling around.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, how you going anyway? Sorry, everyone. Andrew is just out today unexpectedly. But that's okay. He's got stuff on. So
yeah, that's right.
And Josh has plenty to talk about.
Changes. And I do. I do. I have to do most of the talking because I feel like you've been doing almost as many podcasts.
I literally just got off with Richie from Dowie After Dark like about 10 minutes ago. But I was chatting to someone at Nico from Old World Builder at 6 a.m. I was on Old World Behemoth last night till 11:30. And I've got another 6 o'clock call with some dudes coming up. It's a busy week.
Another one?
I don't know.
Like tomorrow morning?
I'm launching Old World Rankings Pro on Friday. I'm pretty sure. I'm just putting the date on. I've got to get ready. I mean, it's mostly ready, but I'm
it's pretty much ready. And it's not like events will start running as soon as launch. You will need then a lead up of a month or something. So you just got to launch.
It's just like you still just want to have all the logistical stuff out of the way and all that. And so this week I've planned a little bit of a YouTube tour. So I'm doing and not just this week, it's happening now and next week, just going on a couple of different channels, talking about, just trying to promote what's coming so people know why I'm doing it, what I'm doing and all that. And obviously people who were here last week know what I'm doing. And so, it's just, as a result, it's a busy week. And
it's great. It's like you're on a book tour or you're like some movie guy who's like going to all the late night chat shows and stuff to promote his movie. And
it's a little bit
just all over. Everyone will be sick of the sight of you.
That's what I'm hoping. But I'll shut up next week when it's launched. You won't see me. But
hopefully not.
Anyway, it'd be good to get out.
Best case scenario is they won't need to see you because it'll be working fine.
It'll be exactly. That's what's kept me busy. And then of course, Josh, you were using it, and then you ran a cool battle.
I was using it
event. And so that's what we really want to talk about. Not the Old World ranking side, you running this battle march, because it's a whole new thing. I've never played it yet. I'd love to hear heaps about it. And look, if we have time, we'll touch the Cathay drop from Val and Square Base, but I think I want to hear more about the Black Arrow and Battle March more than that at the moment. People can go somewhere else for Cathay. And to be honest, I haven't even read all the rules.
We've both been so busy with respective hobby-related stuff that we haven't had time to really absorb the Arcane Journal. Yeah, exactly. Not out yet. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I've read a bit here or there, but mostly I was
Who have we got on the live stream though today? We have Maddie DE, the Dark Elf Maddie. I love how they're starting to do all that. John's here. ASP's on. And, I have seen Herman Martinson before, I think. Silver Dave's here. Warhouse is here. Oh, Warhouse is here. Is that the guy? Is that the Night Goblin or Goblin player? Yep. Cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
That's Dave.
And Cam's here as well. So thank you guys for being on here. If you are here the first time randomly, I doubt you are, but if you are, we're Old World Fanatics. We're here every week, live streaming for a couple of hours, chatting Old World. So that's basically what we do. We do appreciate a like, subscribe, comments in the stream. It does help push out the algorithms. And a lot of the guys here or girls are also our patrons. We have a Patron over patreon.com/oldworldfanatics if you want to support the show. Really do appreciate it. It does help us keep turning up, so that's all good. Apart from that, though, that's
people
all
willing to listen to what crap we have to say.
Yeah, we just keep it real, and we keep Old World front and center in there. I was saying this to Dowie After Dark at Richie. I was saying the best part about it is just on those weeks where you're busy, you still have to turn up. So you get to talk Warhammer. It keeps you engaged as a player because everyone goes through those ups and downs, busyness. And when you're on a podcast, you just got to turn up. So it's good.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. Especially I was thinking about this on the weekend because I'm like, how long has it been since I played a game of the Old World? And I realized it's been since Castle of Sol.
Oh yeah, because I keep thinking CanCon, but you played Mordheim. Yeah. Wow.
It's been a good 6 months.
Hang on, I thought you played Nick at some point. Was that before then? I thought you played So you played some.
Sorry, no, I did play my cousin, but that was
That's what I was.
Sorry. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. I did do that, but no.
It's a bit scary that I remember the games you play, which then does tell me how many games you've played.
Yeah, and that was interestingly enough a Battle March game. I played there.
You're a veteran.
My cousin. So yeah, veteran Battle March.
Yeah.
Then I got 5 games in 3 days ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's what I'm really interested in.
It worked.
It worked. How do you fit all this in?
I was so pleased with it. Because how long ago was it? Oh, it was 9 months ago. I went to Warplanes for a 1K event. And I think they were trying to get 4 rounds in, and it just blew out enough that we really only got the 3 rounds in. And I was worried that a similar thing might happen with Bisa Pugno. Because I did try to get 5 rounds in. I was like, I should go through the structure of the event.
You did get 5 rounds, didn't you?
I did, yeah. So
okay. Okay.
But it was all about how I structured it, right? So it was 650 points. Now that's the thing. Battle March to me in between 500 and 750, right?
Yeah.
And I could have gone to 750, but I wanted to keep it as small as possible while still having a good amount of choices and a good amount of options and enough units on the table that make it feel interesting. And I feel like 500 doesn't quite give you that. You got maybe one less unit on the board, which in such a small game actually suddenly reduces your choices a little bit too much, I feel.
Yeah.
So I think 650 is a good sort of middle ground. And then giving people 75-minute rounds was it was a guesstimate about what I tried to be generous with it, and it worked actually quite well in that probably most people were finishing quite early, 10-ish minutes before the round over. I'd say the majority of tables were done, and there was probably a couple of tables each round, maybe 2-ish, maybe 3 that were either right up to the deadline, or I was be like, "Come on, guys, finish up this turn," kind of thing, and just had to hurry them on. But the other thing with this is because it's 5 rounds, that's the other. There's so many transitions, right? And this was actually pressure on the software a bit as well. A normal 1 dayer or even a 2-day 5 game. On one day, you usually only have one close transition.
Yeah.
You've got a lunchtime transition where you've got an hour between the other one game, first and second game, and then your second one is a 15-minute transition. I had to do it. I had one that was a lunch, but the other 3 were all 15-minute transitions. And I was glad I made it 15. I was tempted to make it 10 in retrospect. But no way. 15 just gives you so much.
Because you also did you have to you had to fiddle with the tables as well?
What
objective-wise, put cattle out and stuff?
Yeah, I had to put my cows out, had to put up my fences, had to shift them all around. At the start of the day, it wasn't that hard because at the start of the day when I was setting up everything, I put them all out on the tables. And because it was only 3x4 tables, so there was loads of space on each table for me to put crap everywhere kind of thing. So I did put everything out. So each table had all the scenarios for the day, objectives on the day, next to it already. And it was really, so I would just go around and push this stuff around between rounds. And if I forgot to, then they would just do it themselves. It was fine. One thing I had probably changed next time, though, is that I think I got the sense that people actually wanted, I made the animal pens and that type of thing. But I almost got the sense that people would have also been happy to supply their own or do it as a little hobby project.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think in future, I might actually
bring a cow, that type of thing.
A cow or your own animal. I'm not going to do another animal.
Yeah, I know.
Obviously,
it's not always.
But I think that'd probably be a better way to do it because it was actually a lot of pressure on me to get it all done in time. And I think it would engage more of the hobbyers and actually be quite a fun thing to see what people come up with. So I think that's probably the better approach for me in the future. But it still allows me to make up cool ideas about how what people might bring to the table.
Plus, you the same thing happened to our tournament. Just you get all these late arrivals. They just you went from 16 to 18 to 20. So every time that happened, you had to get more of those animals painted, didn't you?
Well, yeah. Well, the animals I got 20 done early on. The fences I'd done about 15 sets, and it was 2 nights before the event and I was like, wait, did I do enough fences? And I got them all out. I'm like, no, I had to do another set of five sets of 3 fences. So suddenly I was printing them, curing it, getting them out, painting them, and I still had to draw the dead animals. Well, not all of them, but I had to finish them. And
finish them. Yeah.
My army was still not fully painted. But it was really.
And then you were testing my software for me as well. So
I was testing. I was doing all the bug testing, and I was doing like little, certificate thingies, and then because I decided like little medals, and like that's all. That's my big box of fences there, and then because I decided with these dead animals that I was going to if people wanted to, they could. Whoever got the most victory points of it could take him home.
Yeah,
I went to the effort of printing little stickers on the bottom and like sealing it with Mod Podge as a thingo. So like all this, when I'm doing it the last couple of days, I'm like, crap, I'm running out of time to do it all.
Did you have like days off work or anything, or this was just all nighttime?
No. Well, I mean, I have regular like weekday off here or there, but it was just my general.
Yeah, but isn't that usually like Mondays or something? It's not Fridays, is it?
No, it's not Fridays. So the last 3 days working up to it was literally I get home at 7 and spend like 4 hours doing whatever I could, or maybe longer. Actually, probably till midnight the last 3 nights, getting it all done. But yeah, it was that was all fine. But
it's a lot TO.
Yep. What do we want to talk to next?
Well, I mean, I'm like, because I haven't done any battle march at all. I mean, one thing I was like, what did you do with the table sizes? And given that I assume, like, what did you do with mats and stuff? Because I'm assuming you didn't have 4x3 mats lying around. Like, do they just have that, or did you?
No.
Or did you play 2 by like on one? Oh, you taped them. Okay.
No, we taped it. Taped it. Now that took a surpurprisingly long time to tape them. Because I got there at like 8:45 and like just running stuff up. Fortunately, like Nick was there to help me, and I think Ben Hallett also helped me just like start taping stuff, because taping it's a 2-person job. You've got to measure. If you don't have someone measuring how far you are, like making sure you're straight, the tape actually can just be completely wonky. So you actually need someone there with a tape measure going, this is 6 inches, 6 inches, 6 inches, going along as the other person is sticking the tape down slowly. So it's actually a little bit painstaking. And when you're doing 10 tables, if that's 6x4, you've got to do 4 sets of that tape. If it's a 4x4, which some of them were, I think 3 of them were, you can see in that photo, you got to do 2 sets. So yeah, even that took a while. But yeah, so the tape works well. So even on 6x4, it was fine. I think the tape was really necessary, because if I hadn't put the tape on, I think people would have been just you just forget where the table edges are. So it just became intuitive, and I think through the whole day it worked really well.
And they all your mats, or like that game shop?
These are all the gaming arena mats. I did bring some just in case, but they had loads of them. So
that's really good. Fine. And they're not all like 40K based. They're actually pretty generic by the look of all them.
Yeah. They're actually they were good. He found me a whole bunch of green mats, and that's what I wanted, and that was great. And I went for 4x3 tables. Now that's the other thing, because in Battle March, they recommend 43x30.
Yep.
And I'd heard a little bit of feedback here that maybe I can't remember if you might have said it as well. I'm not sure if you actually play Battle March or not. But
no, I bought a mat that's the right size, but I haven't done it yet.
Right, because it just. It does like 6x3 just feels right. Like it didn't feel too squishy. I felt like you had just enough space to maneuver. You're about 20 inches away from the opponent army as well, with 3 foot wide. So 3 foot deep. So it felt playable. I wouldn't want to go much smaller than that, or any smaller than that. I don't know. The extra 6 inches, I think it made a big difference.
Okay.
Because it was, you were on each other pretty quick, but there was also just a little bit more space on the board. I think that's worth it. And then the terrain wise, like I actually put a fair bit of terrain on some of these boards. This is probably one of the less terrain. There's 4 bits of terrain there. But I went for between 4 and 6. I wonder if I can find another photo. What's another one? Where's the one with the Yeah.
That's you coming in, is it? Is that your?
That's me coming in. Oh, so this is probably one of the more terrain filled boards, which I just had 6 bits, which six actually felt pretty tight. Especially because that pond is pretty large, but you've got 2 small forests, you've got a hill, impassable, a little hedge, and the big pond. But I was thinking about this, like a lot of people put six pieces of terrain on for a 6x4 board.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and then you got bigger armies as well. Yeah,
I'm like, but I feel like 4 felt a little bit too open. 5 actually felt the right amount for a 3x4. Like, I really feel like, I don't know why. I think it's because of all the way it's designed in the book and that type of thing for 6x4s. But yeah, I'd really be in the school of thought of putting on 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, like, I know, like at Western Sydney War Games, they usually do the 6 from the square base stuff, but in reality, they're then putting a couple of low linear obstacles and the odd they do. Like, you can't just look at the map and know that it's going to be what they've got. They put some extra stuff, so they always end up with about 8, I would imagine. Like, it's not over the top, but it's enough to
Yeah, it just needs to be enough that it makes some interesting choices, stuff you got to move around, and it's in the way.
And the size of terrain pieces makes a difference, because sometimes you get this building and it's freaking massive, like the square, the square inch of it, So that can really throw stuff off.
Yeah, that can be unpleasant.
I was wondering what Angus was talking about. 6 inches makes a huge difference. So I wasn't sure if that was being funny or not, but I think it was. So I have to try to keep eye on the chat. Usually Andrew does.
Oh yeah, that's Andrew's job. Oh no, Dave forgot to take a dead animal home.
Nah.
There were a few that didn't get taken home. There was more left over than I was anticipating. And I was like, God damn, I should have. The thing is, I put it in the email from a few days before, but then on the day, I just didn't get around to like reminding people. I was just like, whatever. Anyway. But yeah.
No, that's cool. So with that though, who came? Like, because I wouldn't say the usual crowd because it's still building up, but there's a fair few names that I knew, but then there was a fair few that I didn't. So was it a mix of people who hadn't played? Like, is there people who hadn't played?
Yeah, there was quite a mixture of people who, some of them just hadn't played any events, or they hadn't played any Warhammer since they were, a teenager. A few of the guys just really just coming in to do this, which is quite credible, really. That you would be fortunate enough to attract people just coming out of the woodwork. There was definitely, a chunk of people that had been to a few events before as well. I think it was actually a good mixture. It wasn't like there was too many like completely new players, but it also wasn't dominated by people that were like hard sort of original cost type styles.
With that experience, used to it. Yeah.
Well,
that's good. And those new people though, was it people that did you get a feel for that battle march? I guess that the interesting thing I want to know is, and I don't know if you can answer it with one tournament, but is this the way you get more people in? I guess, do you know what I mean? In terms of smaller events, so they can play with their toys.
Yes and no. I think it is, but you've got to run it in the right way, because battle march can be broken very easily. So if you just put up a battle march event with no restrictions, you're gonna create a very unpleasant experience potentially if people go in without the right sort of intent or culture. And that was even the case for my event, because I put in quite a bunch of comp restrictions that were largely well received, and even then I still made I think it was four or five resubs, which out of a quarter, it's a quarter of the list. So I had to be quite firm with it to make sure that we didn't get nasty stuff going in as much as possible. I think mostly did an okay job in that, I think. But yeah, in terms of the comp,
less on the board, so it's just anything that's too abusive that can wipe a unit suddenly becomes so much more. And they're smaller units, so they're easy to wipe. So
Tau has a bunch of units like that are just inappropriately powerful for what they are. Small size, and it depends on the combination of the the thing is though, I wasn't saying you can't have this unit. it was more just, if you have this unit, you need to also structure an army that's still fun to play, kind of thing. So it's not like I said no peg knights. I just said, no peg knights with a dude on a peg who's also running around 360 kind of thing. Like it was.
Yeah, it needs to be
was the context of it.
More fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I saw some of the lists, and like sometimes you just, I mean, I shouldn't say you can't do anything about it. You can, but like the toys you would just take in the normal 2000 point, like the Dirty Harry guy, the dwarf dude. Suddenly you put him in Battle March, and suddenly he's like wiping units by himself. Like with his 2d3 exploding, whatever it is. Like it's just those type of things. Which is in the actual normal game, he's annoying, but he's not destroying everyone. But you put him in 650 points, oh crap! And then every dwarf player does it because, I mean, it's a good choice. Most of the time, you're just used to doing it. Like I'll put him in, So it's those type of things, I guess, where you're saying if you don't have comp or people looking at it, it can be a bad experience, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Dirty Harrys, they snuck in. There was a couple of them around.
It was just more that you didn't want.
But I tried to push back on full gun lines at least.
It's. Are you bringing him with the rest of the army sitting back with rangers shooting with straight crossbows?
Yeah. That's what I was like. Can you at least put in a unit of warriors or something? Like not just Burlock and But the other thing with the comp, and this was surprisingly, like I didn't have any complaints about that, was a limit of one skirmisher per army.
Is this the discussion around the war machine that came up?
Yeah, it was about the war machines and that kind of stuff as well. But it was like everyone was on board with it. Like I didn't have any pushback from it. On the day, people multiple times were like, that was a good restriction. It pushed back on some of the more sort of unpleasant things about the old world. As it turned out, because war machines have special rules skirmish, they got caught up in that restriction, which I was like, rather than trying to go, oh no, war machines aren't part of that or whatever, I was like, oh well, I guess they're part of that restriction.
Yeah,
they left it at that.
Extra comp you didn't even realize. That's good.
Yeah. But yeah, that was fine. People were happy to play that. What else do I have to say?
What's this other thing you had in there with I must have missed it. This 3+ ward.
That didn't actually come up in the end because no one took ethereal. Okay. I did have a ethereal was a 3+ ward.
That's right.
And then also limited magic missiles to 1 per army, and no more than 1 extremely common magic item. Which I think I think that was important to have. I mean, in the end, like I didn't have any problem with it, and I think it might have been partly because of that,
have you got? Sorry, I'm looking at a little bit of your run sheet, and I don't want to jump ahead. No, I'm not actually, because this is sort of related. Like with the magic side, with that such small, like magic's a little bit. Well, I won't say weak, but you know what I mean. Like you can play a whole game at 2,000 points and like get a third of your spells off in a normal game. So how did that work?
It was.
I'm assuming a lot of ones wouldn't have had a lot of magic, or maybe not even any, or just level 1, or.
Yeah, it was. I think there was a couple lists that had level 2. Most lists had most of the lists that had magic at level 1. Only about half of the lists had a wizard at all.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So there was quite a few level 1s running around, a couple level 2s, and a good 10 lists that didn't have any magic, which was actually perfectly fine. I didn't have any magic, and when you have an opponent that's got a level 1 wizard with 1 spell, then it's really just a dice off with a fated, and you just carry on with your lives. Like it was relatively inconsequential, and sometimes the spells got off, sometimes they didn't. And depending on the spell that the wizard happened to have, sometimes it was.
So did you
relevant, but
is everyone bringing was everyone like bringing Ruby Ring then and stuff, or was it all just different ones?
Oh, there were different. Yeah, there was 1 Ruby Ring that I played with.
You don't see that one as much even now as it went up in points.
Had a battle magic with a hammer hand, and then had a. I think Dave had. Was he running Itchy Nuisance? I think, he had Glittering Robe. He must have level 2 because, he had Itchy Nuisance and maybe Glittering Robe or something like that. I can't quite remember. Or maybe he switched between them. I can't remember. Anyway, there was a few of them like that.
They're both SIGs.
Yeah, they're both SIGs. So, I think he went for Glittering Robe. That's what it was. He did that quite a few times. But never during the combat when he was actually in combat. He got it off the first 2 turns, and then when I played him. But never when the unit was actually in combat. I can remember, which is great. Where are we? So,
well, I mean, we talked a little bit about list stuff there, but I mean, what? Not name. Like, what was what was some of the? Like, did anyone pull out? Like, not to name names or anything. Was there any that you went, wow, can't believe you could do that with 650 points? Was there? Like, I know James' Orc one was pretty brutal.
Oh yeah, that was live on air.
Oh, was it when it came in last week? Was it? I can't remember.
That was last week. Remember? I was
wow. Yeah, that's right.
Guys, he's put in 5 Fanatics in this list.
That's love it.
I
love it because I'm an Orc player at heart. But it's like, wow, that's cool. Oh, that's right. And the one Mangler as well. That's right. Yeah,
one Mangler.
Because I mean. He obviously went well in the event. So, what did he end up? I didn't see. What did he end up resubbing? How did it change?
Oh, I just asked him to at least drop 2 Fanatics, which he did. And he put in some Boar Boys or something, which is fine. But that's really the list.
Pretty good substitution. It's pretty good still. Yeah.
Well, the Orcs and Goblin, I mean, it was just a naked unit of 4 Boar Boys with no command or anything. I mean, it had equipment. Had the equipment,
like
but
spears and stuff. Yeah.
Spears and shields and heavy armor. But aside from that, I mean, but that's just that's not like he's leveraging anything in particular. That's just the units got some nice rules, I guess.
Yeah.
But there wasn't really much else that was crazy, and there was some really classic looking nice armies there was the Empire War Wagon Army with handgunners and a block of state troops with halberds and just classic. And it actually did really well. I think it won 3 out of 3 games. I was quite impressed with it.
What was represented the most versus
Orcs and Goblins?
Is it? Okay.
By far and away, it was Orcs and Goblins. It was 4 or 5 Orcs and Goblins there. I think 2 or 3 Bretts, a couple of dwarves, and then everything else was just a good mixture of things. Now this is probably the more
Renegade Legacy.
Thing. This is where I'm going. I was allowed Renegades in the pack. Did not get a single Legacy army.
Oh wow! Because interestingly, well, maybe it doesn't go well. How does Vamps go at that low level? Because I mean, you can obviously put a lot of bodies on the board if you want to.
I would imagine they would do quite well. I think although maybe Ethereal being 3 up helps to out a bit, but I mean the thing is people weren't trying to necessarily take the strongest army that they could think of either.
It's just then it tells me it's a bit of an availability thing maybe as well.
Maybe
I don't know.
Yeah, I was genuinely surprised that I didn't get any. And I don't know. Yeah, is it a rules thing? Yeah, is it model availability? But a lot of the models are still available in Age of Sigmar. Well, depending on the range, I guess.
Yeah. Oh man, I hope that's not things to come.
I don't know what's happening.
I've been seeing Highland, the last 2 releases of Highland. I think it's the last 2 releases, or 3 actually. It just makes me want to buy a Vampire army, a Skaven army, and a Chaos Dwarf army. And they're all legacy. And not that I wouldn't start because of that, but you start going, well, man, if they start not being used or they're just so far behind, not that Vamps are, it's come on, guys, bring them out.
Well, unfortunately, I'm really sweating on the Renegade update.
Yeah.
To do something because
Val's he's got a tough
to crack there. It's a really tough nut to crack. There is unless UW miraculously decide to bring Legacy back into the fold, I'm worried they're going to become increasingly more and more isolated as time goes by.
So who's I don't know who this Biscuit Eaters Junior 2312 says building a Legacy army from scratch with how long it takes to do one is a bit if they end up falling out in V2. I know, and this is the problem. There's always an army lag, and in this case, a lead time. And so Just like I think someone was saying, you're seeing a lag for Cathay in the sense that you're only just seeing the V1 Cathay armies hit the board because it's taken so long for people to do them. You also got a lead time issue with getting an army out, and if you start getting worried about what's happening, and they're starting to fall behind in the representative side of things. It might be a bit of a sad next few months, 6 months or so, unless, like I said, Legacy. I mean, this is the thing, you got two hurdles. The Renegades has to do well, and also people have to adopt it. Hopefully, but
yeah, I think it's increasingly becoming adopted. Like, if Legacy is available. But the thing is, if Legacy can't, like, especially the stuff with the vampire counts, because there's always feedback about how not just broken but also non-interactive and poorly designed, and have a variety of problems with how their army special rules are designed. Is there a point where people actually say, okay, we're allowed legacies, but no vampire counts?
Oh, God.
Like, will people actually start banning factions?
There was that German one, whatever, that banned Cathay. So, I don't know if it's German, but remember that was.
Yes, Europeans.
I don't know. Who knows? But
if it's too hard to fix, then that's a natural evolution. It's either there's no legacy, or you just say, okay, well, this faction is a problem. We can't fix it in a way the community accepts, rather than having all the other legacy factions get dumped.
Yeah. He's probably right. No BSB makes them fine to play against, especially. I mean, obviously,
which I think is his Oldhammer comp, isn't it? I think I saw that for Fatal 4.
Look at they're having a fight off here. Alex says, how many vamps at Oldhammer, John, now with the fix? Yeah, there wasn't any in the last one I went to.
Yeah, and then ASB's...
maybe in this new one there actually might be. I forgot to look at the lists. They all came out, so maybe there is.
Yeah, what did ASB say? He's got 5k points of VC, but he can't bring himself to use them as they just low skill and boring.
True.
And maybe that is part of it,
Only one. There you go. So there's one in 48. A field of 48. I don't know. Maybe that's not on topic. But
my co-host. Wait, is that Andrew? Is that what he's saying? Is that Andrew bringing the vamps?
Yeah, would be. Yeah, it would be. Yeah, because he's bringing them. Yeah, but I mean, he's not bringing the normal vamp either. So I was just wondering, like people like Alex from 2+, he's brought them before, but now he wants to bring something else. So I think there might be a mix of people going, "Oh, I don't want to keep bringing the same thing," so that might have affected it. But I don't know.
Yeah,
is the BSB really that important? I mean, it is because you got to get your re-roll, but yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's a simple fix, because I was looking through Facebook, and then, there was some dudes listing like 5 different things you got to change with VC to make them okay, but something as simple as that, just no BSB. The thing is, then, do you have the effect if no one takes them? I don't know. Anyway, let's keep moving. Where are we in our little run sheet? Just the scoring and that type of thing. Now, this is the other thing that was massive, and it comes back to rankings, man. Soft scores. Soft scores are so important.
Yeah,
and it was a huge impact on the whole culture of the event, the atmosphere, and the type of people that attracted, I think.
Yeah.
Because soft scores are becoming less and less.
So what did you do? Like, give us a rundown, because I know you probably talked about it the other day, but what was the...
First, I just want to say that, I think it's over the years, especially now that everything's been digitized, like in terms of automatic tournament point ending, I feel like TOs have more and more found the soft score stuff a bit too complicated to have. Like, they're just let's just run the battle points through, especially like gaming stores, where people aren't invested in the game. Like, the TOs are just running different systems, and they're not necessarily they're just happy just to run it as a just battle points, whatever. I think it's really important to have strong soft scores. But the last time I was at a tournament, that had them like this, not this specifically, but had an important element of soft scores where it was like 20 or 30%, was Uprising in like 2022 or 2023, where Spoon was doing it all by hand, the whole thing, everything was by hand. So it was just him doing the TO. So he was spending the entire event inputting all the handwritten scores, because I think in his you had like a rating of your opponent or something out of 5 after each round. So he had a lot going on.
So that was a games one, like a sportsmanship.
No. This was that was sportsmanship. So you judge your opponent after each round. So like there was a few different, and there was also painting, soft scores, and that type of thing. But he was stressing. He was having to input everything. Like he would take him the length of the round to get all the paperwork done. Like he didn't enjoy the day at all because there was so much stress on him doing it all, by hand. And so, I could totally understand why it becomes less and less relevant. But the Fanatics ranking, software, so lovely. Makes it a lot easier. I mean, there was some issues, and a lot of it was down to how I'd set it up and phrase some of the rubrics and that type of thing. Mainly
but you were questioning yourself at the last minute. I remember saying, like, because you basically had, correct me if I'm wrong, you basically had them judge their own painting. Like if they did their own, like what
when it was like 12 people, I was happy just to do it, as the TO. But when suddenly I capped at 20, I was like, and if I want to be a player TO, and that was the other thing, I was a player TO guy.
You played,
I've now coined this phrase, like just like in football where you get player managers. I was a player TO. I played every game, every round. And it's only because it's so much more automated. It was quite. It's quite easy to do. I was saying that
last week, yesterday in Behemoth, but last week too. Like, let's make TOs extinct, not because we don't need them. We do need people to organise the tournaments, but they should be able to play the bloody game because it shouldn't be that hard to tournament.
Yeah. So, I was willing to, my plan was if there's odd numbers or dropouts, I'd just take buys and whatever. But otherwise, if it was even numbers and I could play, then I would just play through. And didn't have any dropouts the whole day. So I just played every game, which is fantastic. Where was I? And I would get lots of questions through the day, but a lot of them, they were either simple questions or they were questions I didn't know an answer to, and I would either make a ruling or whatever.
You
but it wouldn't take
them
very long.
Scores, you switched it over. So
back in soft
their
scores.
own painting. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. So originally,
and that might have been a bit confusing.
But then because it was 19, I was sort of like, oh, do I make it? Because it was a painting. I put it in the system as after the first round. But a lot of people thought it was the opponent, like judging your opponent's army. I think it was just because it was just below the sports question about would you play your opponent again, which I think is just a nice sort of way of getting sports points. Just quite general. It's not very specific. Just would you play your opponent again? And then just right under that was a little title saying self-assessment, but then like rubrics for army painting. But I hadn't put in like a possessive sort of structure, so it was just neutral. The army had this painting. Which was a big mistake on my part. I should have put in your army and so in future I think I will in the rubric write, what you're actually assessing. So your opponent's army, and to be honest, probably next time I probably will make it an opponent's army assessment rather than a self-assessment with maybe checking with your opponent while you're doing it.
Because yours was pretty prescriptive, was it? It was like is it base? Is it this? Is it that? It wasn't
pretty like it was a main chunk of points for painted to battle ready or tabletop standard kind of thing, and fully based. And then there was like another 5 little rubrics for high standard of painting and freehand conversions, like general theme and like really nice scenic basing and that type of thing. But the main one was worth 10 points. All the rest were only worth 1. But yeah, it was quite a little bit to go through, and it was just fortunately though the software made it pretty easy for me to, if people did go around the wrong way, I could just go in and go into the results and go down the section where they put it in, and I could just swap it. It's really well designed in that way. Whereas I feel like it was pretty intuitive to work out. Where sometimes the software, once the results are in, some TOs I think struggle to
sort of
fix
locked.
it. You sort of locked
it.
in.
Yeah. And it was good. I mean, it's not a World Rankings review thing, but it was good to get that feedback, and the guys provided a lot around yeah, it's not just UX. Like the easier you make it will reduce some of those issues. So,
yeah. So, but yeah, going back to the effect of the tournament, like, yeah, I think it attracted more hobby style players in general. I think it attracted the vast majority of the armies were painted, quite well. It was actually a relatively high standard painting for the event, I feel. And yeah, the fact that it was 30 points for the battle points, 15 for sports, and 15 for painting means that soft scores was a massively important element to the rankings, which I think should become more.
I don't know. That's a big can of worms, isn't it? Yeah, but it does. Yeah,
not all tournaments, but I think it should. Yeah. I feel like I'm hoping to start a trend there where because I do plan to maybe keep doing these, where there will be more tournaments that are more hobby focused or not hobby, but more rewarding of hobby and doing
the whole
stuff.
Hobby? Not just as painting, but it's the whole thing.
And
too, if it's
rewards for playing in the right way and that type of thing as well. And but that also you need to be able to.
So did that swing people's victory? Like, did the person who win? Because I do probably know, but like, was there people who? Did the person, like, it was Jay who won, did he? But did he did well at sports anyway, though, didn't he?
He did. His soft scores were reasonably well, but he won all 5 of his games. So he was actually, and no one else won more than 3. So
wow, okay,
that's what I mean. So there was actually quite a gap in battle points. I think he was at 28 battle points, and then the next was 21, and then 18, 17, 17, 17. Like there was a lot at around the 20-ish or 18, 17. But yeah, he was way out in front for them. So the soft scores, you'd kind of like, which is we wouldn't expect the soft scores to change things like that much. You wouldn't want them to. What it does is for all those players at like 17, 18. It creates a lot more stratification between those players. That's more than just the secondary objective, like win count or whatever else you use. And it did change a lot. Like just to the point that like afterwards, like I got some questions. I think it was a couple of guys that almost I think they must have been used to like win loss draw rather than battle points. But they're also confused, like, oh, okay, I won 3 games out of 5. How am I only like 8th? And I was like, well, it's actually battle points, first of all. And then also look at these soft scores and you add them all up, and that's how you end up in that point and not like 3rd or 4th, kind of thing. But yeah, no, I think it's you definitely want to reward that kind of, the whole hobby.
Is that something that you spell out better in the players pack, or it's just people don't read it? They're never going to read it properly till they get there. They just, I
spelled it out pretty clearly, so I can't help that.
I don't think you can, to be honest. Yeah, because I think I've done that with old Hammer. I didn't realize it was win loss draw to about 2 of them in. Just not that I was ever in contention, but it was just like, oh, is that what it is? Okay. Because
the thing is,
sometimes I just don't care. So.
The 0 to 6 was interesting, really, because it gives you a little bit more stratification than win loss draw, but it's not as swingy as 20-0.
Well, you reckon they've got something right there, do you? There was a bit of criticism about this whole 6-0 when it came out match play.
I wouldn't mind maybe a couple more points, maybe 8 or 10, but I'm becoming a fan of a lower number, especially if it fits in with the like soft scores better as well. That's the thing. Like if you're running a 5-game 20, suddenly you got 100 battle points for victory points. I mean, I guess you can do the weighting of soft scores and stuff, but yeah. Anyway, it's not a big thing.
ASB's had a few good points here, though. Just saying that some of the issues with soft scores became an issue with like sniping people. Like if you actually knew that you didn't want them to go good, you can give them a low score, which it's hard to, that's fucking annoying, but I get, that's frustrating. Yeah. But he also said it's a shame because he loved the fondest memories of 6th and 7th when not knowing who had won. Because a lot of times, everyone knows the battle points a lot of the times, or like the tournament points, but they don't really know the soft scores. And so that if that's tied in, it becomes a bit more of a mystery about who's actually going to win. but you lose that when it's just down tournament points because usually most people know, just from chatting what everyone's on, even if it is trying to keep secret. So yeah, no, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's unavoidable. That kind of thing. But
and again, it's what you're doing. Like, there's
some
things around.
That's not going to stop you from doing it.
Yeah, I don't know. I was wondering.
I just, that kind of activities is not something I'm really interested in engaging with.
No.
Really.
But having said, I'm not, again, I was
really
saying, like, the cool thing about the soft score system in something like rankings is you can choose what goes into that. So, like, you could, for example, decide, rate your opponent. I'm doing that because I want to actually make sure that the community plays well and stuff, but it's not going towards their score. But their hobby stuff is. And they can't, it's harder to game that because the TO could go, I'm going to do the judge. We're going to judge the painting. So no one's getting sniped then. And if someone gets a bad mark for gaming, even though they didn't actually play bad, it doesn't go into their overall. So you get to play around with that. You don't have to factor every soft score in, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, or you could do a cap system where, you want
me to be.
I want it.
Yeah. You will. You'll get it.
Where you could get like multiple. How do I put this? Say for instance, like you had that rating where it was like, would you play your opponent again? It was 2 points each time someone hit it. If over 5 rounds, that's a maximum of 10 points. You could have a system where you cap it at like 6 points or 8 points, so that if you miss one or two, or you get sniped, it's unfair. It doesn't actually affect the score. Yeah. Because you're still hitting the cap, whereas someone's actually playing quite unpleasantly, they'll go below the cap. So there's ways of designing it to account for that kind of thing, I would argue.
Yeah,
if we had a cap system.
Yeah, if we had it's not even out yet, Josh. Let's get there. That's funny.
All right, where are we? Let's keep going.
But it won't. John's saying this is already too hard to work out. Lol. No, but it's not. It's all building. So yeah. Okay. Where were we up to? So how did your scenario and objectives? Did they massively differ from game to game, or was it? How did people find that? With 5 games in such a short period of time, was there some confusions around what the hell I got to do this game? Or
no, not at all. Not at all. Cool. The objectives were really good, really good. So, like I went through the pack the other week, I think, but like the first game, it was literally just table quarters. The second game was 2 strategic locations. Like I used the rules from the match play guide for as the backbone for most things, for everything, for all my objectives, just with extra bits or pieces or adjustments. Here or there, but it would usually only be 1 objective per scenario, and the objectives were, I wouldn't call the table quarters an objective really, because it's so intuitive. But yeah, so, and there was second, third, fourth round there was one other objective going in. I think third was the baggage train type thing with your animal pens. The fourth was essential objective, and the fifth was just straight up, nothing. Like, which I think is always an important thing to do at the end of the day, just to have a simple scenario, But I did make a couple of adjustments to the essential objectives, like not just core, I just opened up to the whole army. I dropped it to 5 unit strength rather than 10 because it's battle march.
Is it actually 10 in battle march? Oh, it is 5. Wow.
Isn't it 10?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's 10.
God. That's a lot for battle march, though, isn't it?
I thought it was 10. Yeah, for battle march, it'd be, It sort of encourages you to make one big unit, which I don't know. Yeah, you just want small ones. So, yeah, no, it's just a couple of adjustments in that regard, which, I think that was fine. And the other thing I did, though, was the objective victory points I kept the same as the 2K battles. So it's not like I dropped them by half and stuff. I actually felt quite right. Like, suddenly the baggage train is worth 250.
Yeah, wow.
Or 100 points if you keep it alive.
Yeah,
it's like, that's a lot, like something that's actually quite important. You could win a game off nabbing someone's baggage train, pretty much. Which I think is, if that's the only objective on the board, which it was, then I think that feels right. Same with the strategic location. They're 30 points each player turn.
So, sorry, you said strategic location 2.
Huh?
Was it?
What do you mean?
We use strategic location 2. Is that which?
Yeah, 2.
In Battle March, is that like 1 in each deployment zone, or is it in the middle?
2 in the middle.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
Midline.
okay. That's what I was wondering. Yeah. Okay. I haven't played Battle much, so yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've just heard bad.
Well, I don't know. I just designed the scenario like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've heard bad things that the 2-1 in the normal game's a bit annoying because it's just you've already got one. It's in your deployment zone.
Oh, so each one in your deployment zone. What's the point of that?
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I put my deployment markers wherever I like, man. That's ridiculous. Yeah, no, I'm still dubious about being restricted to core in general. Really,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not necessarily a fan of even in the bigger battles, and it's something I'm going to look at.
Well, even I reckon you're on. Like obviously, John and all that Western Sydney, they allow any infantry. I'm actually leaning towards the idea that. Why are we giving infantry so much now too? Like, let's take away monsters and stuff shouldn't be able to get them. But
well, no, it needs to be unit strength 10. So that already knocks out.
Yeah, it does. It wipes it out anyway.
Most other units.
I think my Dragon Ogres should be able to get objectives. Look at them, and I can bring more. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, how I'd structure it, and this is something I'm thinking about, would be unit strength 10 and a banner.
Damn it, Josh. Damn it. No, fair enough. No, but yeah, no, I get the point. Like, I think that's
yeah. I don't think Cav are a problem. You're much more likely to get a horrible Death Star out of a massive infantry block.
Yeah, totally. Like unplayable. That's the problem. Like, and again, I hate to criticize infantry because they had such a bad run, but they're definitely. We predicted this right at the beginning. Like, is Death Star's going to be back? Yes. If you put the right rules in place, which is sort of where it's gone, you can have massive Death Stars now that are just not interactive and you're not getting the points. So yeah, especially if you got the right objectives they want to sit on, which I think is why they're running that 2 hills. Yeah, well, I was going to say you solve it with 2
peaks. Sorry,
so it's fun.
Eagle.
They're always ahead of the curve.
ASB says unit strength active infantry or active cab. I don't know. I feel like you want it to be just simple to remember. I think
I get the point there, but I know, like, it's already complicated enough, isn't it? Yeah,
it's a complicated game, man. Yeah, I think that's is there much else to talk about? I mean, there was so I did put a fair bit of effort into the theme and the narrative, and I think people seem to appreciate that. Which came through with a dead objectives, that kind of thing too. As I said at the start, I think I would change how I do that and maybe try to bring in some of the participants to do it, or maybe even that could be a soft score. Doing
I was going to say, would you get
objectives
if you did it? Yeah.
Maybe we could structure that type of thing. But yeah, no, it was a good day, man.
So overall, it was good. You're going to do it again, obviously. So
yeah, I'll do Battle March again next year. I'm keen to do it again, probably end of Feb most years.
Okay, cool. But you are talking internally with us about when you're going to be running other events. So you're
yes. I definitely do. I don't. No, it's too premature to even mention it on this.
No. We don't know. Dates are all over the place. Yeah. But it's good. It's good to know that Melbourne's woken up. I like it.
Joshua has woken up.
Yeah, true.
Joshua's going to grab the scene by the scruff of the neck and go, get these new players in. Stop stomping them with broken lists in tournaments that aren't comped and scaring everyone off again.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so I should call out some of these awesome patrons we've got, and then maybe do you want to run through quickly some of your games or something and chat a little bit of Cathay if we've got time?
Yeah. Yep. Let's do it. Yep.
Cool. Well, a big thank you, obviously, as usual, to our patrons. You get your cool Yeah, you've been talking all this time. You get your cool shout out by me, and obviously I think there might be a question or two, but Josh handles that, and I have not seen it, so we'll see. But a big thank you to Sexy Dan, Hobby Horse, Mark Hewitts, Shabismus, Amble of Doom, Western Sydney Wargamers, Feud Owner, Vinny, Cathay Balloon Man. I didn't know what this was last time.
What?
Man 115, I think. I don't know what that means. King Passion, the Mustard Rush, Tom Pickard, Not Matt, Jess Tours, Adam Lamb, the Orange Juicer, Beastman AIDS. That's new. Firebird 7137.
What are you saying?
Beastman AIDS from Matt.
Beastman AIDS?
Yeah. Peter Holman, Mark Langley, Matt Hitton, The Old Warrior, Silver Dave, Sprenick Sanity, Mark, Nick, Grand Vanderbush, Chris Bowler, Drunkhammer Nate, Ben, Shooter Louis Cam, The Dentist, James McKellen, Liam Fallon, Tommy Kublin, Jay McBride, Flatworld's Edge, Sexy, Herald of the Old World, or Sexy Jelly, I should say. Herald of the Old World, Kill Herd, Tommy Dogs, Matthew Klein, Perfidy Griff, Jess Tours, Wood Duck, Josh Griffiths, Ninanoum, Daniel Broadstock, Elliot Mitchum, Gilthos Draconos, Diesel, Denny Gamer, Robert Z, Mike Hums Protein Shots. Mike Hums Protein Shots.
Oh,
bugger.
Oh, God.
OG Monolith.
OG Monolith.
Bobby's still Rumple Foreskins.
Rumple Foreskins,
and
yes.
Gumwitch, the non-Apple OG Zen Fox. And then Todd Lloyd. I love it. I love knowing Sean listens at least to halftime. Because that was the whole... Last week was the whole realization that I'm seeing the Apple subscribers on here as well, and you're only seeing the other ones.
Yeah. I'm only seeing the other ones. That's why I get to see
weird.
OG's.
You never see Todd's, but Todd is the OG at the moment. So
yeah, I've never seen
funny.
It.
Anyway, thank you guys for keep showing up, and it's we do appreciate it. Was there a question I thought I saw?
Yeah.
Two. Okay.
There was
three.
Right.
One's just indented.
No,
Okay.
no. There was no. That's not indent. That indent is for a reason, which means it's reply to a question. So Mark asks. I think the first question Mark's had for a few weeks. Each of you, who is your favorite miniature sculptor / manufacturer and why? Can be metal, 3D print, plastic, whatever you like.
Interesting. Fuck. I don't know the names of the metal ones. Can't remember them. I still like some of the Marauder Dwarfs in the metal range, the old school ones. They're pretty cool. But they're not my favourite. Do we want to do 3D prints? I feel like I can answer that better.
Well, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want.
And it probably comes down to... It's pretty funny. I actually like Last Sword for their accuracy and stuff, but I hate that because I don't use Tutor Box. I don't actually like them for printing. I still love Highlands just for the simplicity and that they just come off the plate. So I'm always excited to see what like Highlands is bringing out. But I wouldn't say they're like the best looking stuff all the time, but I just feel like I feel like home when I'm printing Highlands. Like it's going to turn out well. It's going to look probably very, Warhammery, and it'll just work. And that's probably why I'd always just go back to them time and time again. I don't know about you, Josh.
This is probably going to sound terrible because people already make jokes about this. I was going to say the one Diaz Demon Heads.
The Demon Heads. Why not? It's good.
But yeah, that's I don't know why my brain went to there first. Maybe it's the main sculptor I could remember. But that's my answer. Take it as you will.
Do you actually know any plastic sculptors? Because I feel like that by the time Warhammer went plastic or Games Workshop, like you just didn't know the sculptors anymore.
Yeah, not really.
Mm.
Like we don't know the sculptors of the current releases at all.
No idea. Yeah, no idea. I mean, there is so many good 3D ones out there, though, and they're all a bit different depending on the stuff. Always staying counter, never change. Yeah. All I'm saying with if you listen this far in, all I'm saying is at some point in Old World Rankings, somewhere, at some point in time, there's going to be some Easter eggs. And if you find them, you'll like them. But I'm not telling you where they are or what they do. That's all I'm going to say.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
And it's on theme. All I'm saying is very on theme with what Josh was just talking about. But,
no. Oh, no.
So there you go. It's just something that I'm not telling you where it is or how or when or whatever, but at some point someone will find it. It's going to be fun. But anyway. Cool.
Right. Next question. Second of two. Orange Juicer asked, and this is a bit of a sad question.
Sad. I just read it.
How do you find motivation? My motivation for Old World is non-existent these days. Orange Juicer.
The only question I'd say there on Orange Juicer is why? Like, if there's other stuff going on, don't care. Like, it's fine to not. This is what's so cool about this hobby. You can come back. It was a bit scary there for a while when square bases were gone. You couldn't come back to it. But now that it's back, I feel like if it's a motivational thing because of other stuff in life, then don't stress about it and just do it.
Yeah.
And then get through it and then come back.
That's a good point.
If it's not that and you just, you're down and dumb, I don't know. Like I feel like I said at the beginning of the show, just being able to turn up every week, having some type of commitment just keeps you plugged in a little bit. Like I've not touched a paintbrush in fucking a month or so. It's annoying me, but I'm like, okay, at least I'm still connected to the hobby a little bit. So I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
You can't find motivation.
Like it's hard at work. Yeah. No, not really. Not really. Sometimes it's about picking, a goal or looking at an event in the future and go, yeah, would I want to play that? Or if you got friends that like enjoy playing it, or just doing some garage stuff. I think it's a really good way of reigniting some interest in it. Actually, probably wouldn't really recommend a tournament to reignite interest. I think garage gaming would be the way to go if you're wanting to. But to be honest, you don't want to force it. You just want to just drop it. Don't even think about it. And if it comes back to you, then it's true love, right?
Yeah, just listen to people's podcasts on a Monday, stuff like that. Like that's how I don't know. It'll come back. I think if you stress yourself out, it's just not. If he's got this far into the episode to get to his question, then
he's
obviously still
he's still got some interest.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's also a patron of like Behemoths and all that. So he's doing fine. He obviously is connected. So.
Yes, poke fun at people on the internet about monoliths. Yep, love it. Thanks, John.
Exactly. So this was related, was it, Josh? The next one.
That was just
the answer.
Okay. I wasn't going to use it in the end. Yeah, it's just I just put it in because that was part of the chat. But Plasman's reply is pretty much what we just said, so I don't need to put that in. That's fine.
That's all good.
That's the questions. Hooray!
Cool. Nice. Do you want to smash through some of your games then, Josh?
Yep.
I
will. I will. Let's do some games. Where are we? Aaron. Yeah, okay. I've got 5 games to go through. I can do it. It's Battle March, man. 75 minutes. It was really easy. So first game up, I'm playing against Will, who don't worry. So Will, it's from my campaign, the 6-hour campaign I'm running for 18 months.
Yeah.
I drew him in the first round. I clicked generate on the pairings. I looked down and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm playing Will. It was so ridiculous.
And you can tell he is because he's got his models on adapter trays.
Well, that's the interesting thing. So this army he's painted, like this is just he painted as much as he could for this event. I think it's on adapter trays because he was planning on coming to this event when it was my 6-ed warbands.
Interesting. Okay.
But then when I flipped it over to the old world, he was like, "Yeah, I'm still coming," but using adapter trays, obviously.
Having said that, is that high? What is that? Hiles or?
It is Bretonia.
Oh, is it Bretonia? Okay. Oh,
he's gone for a really interesting light blue stormy color with white, which is actually quite unique to me.
And are they all?
Actually, I'm quite a fan of it.
Or
No, they're just questing knights.
It's just the color. Okay.
There's a damsel in there.
Yeah. I think it confused me. Cool. Okay. Interesting.
I think Ghost. I'm pretty sure there is a feature in our world rankings for this.
Not for that one, but it is coming. Yeah, that's definitely.
Oh, okay, you're talking about it.
I was going to plug that into the club feature. So when you have a club, you can say don't pair me against clubs. Yeah. I disabled it at the moment because it's not there. Yeah, you probably did see the option, but I had to take it out. Yeah. 100%.
I think we were just discussing it. Yeah. But the club feature is going to be so cool. I can't wait for the club feature, man. There's so much potential. People even to find clubs, that would be great.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, that's not too sad. So yeah, he was running. Yeah, he was insisting on running questing nights because he felt it fit the theme of the event, which was all about finding this ridiculous beast. They got I know the guy that may or may not have been turning. I don't know. It's just all village rumors. Who knows if it was true or not? Anyway, he was running some questing nights. A unit of skirmish bowmen. He's got another unit of Knights of the Realm at the top of the screen there, and then a little unit of 12 men at arms as well. So, and yeah, like it's a fun. It's just. Like a lot of these lists were like this, where it was just like nothing really broken. It was just a bunch of interesting units that look like they'd be fun together. And yeah, I was running my nomadic war with a couple of chariots, or 3 chariots. So goblin chariots and 1 boar chariot, 2 units of boar boys, with a big boss in one of them. It's also the bigger unit. And then I've got a unit of ambushing goblin wolf riders with full command, close order, board. Yeah. So they're waiting to come on. So this is a diagonal deployment. I think what
equivalent models are you using for the wolf ones? Do they look like the old ones, or they look like the newer ones?
They are the old ones, but the wolves I use are the 40k wolves.
The Fenris.
That's why they look, the Fenrisian wolves. That's why they look more dynamic than just the really old ones. So I think I moved the boar boys up, let the questing knights charge me, and then I counter charge. A little bit of a close up there. These guys just move up a little bit. The questing knights did not fare well against the. Oh, this is actually a couple of turns later. So
I was going to say, but you didn't either.
That was the second round of combat. So the first round, what happened was, so they started off with 5 in that unit. I killed all but the champion. So yeah, the boars just killed all 4 rank and file, and the champion was left. And then the champion and the mage, because she had the battle, sig battle. Magic spell. I think it was. She kills 1. The champion, out of both his attacks, kills 2 as well. I was like, what the hell? So it ended up being like a drawn combat. So I was like, what just happened? Yeah, and then I ended up having your chariots go in there. I think the chariots sway the combat in this favor. In the other side, so I charged his realm knights with I think he had a little paladin in the front there. They counter charged, and again the same thing happened where those knights just got deleted by. I mean, the boar boys having furious charge really gives a lot of throughput, and then the impact hits they get, the little strength impact hit with AP1, it's just a lot of dice. My big boss just plonks his damsel as well, not damsel, the paladin as well. And then they got charged by the men at arms because I just reformed them. Maybe I should have chased them off the board or whatever, but they flee off the board and they get charged. And then I think I killed a bunch of those men at arms actually.
Oh god. Yeah.
But then the chariot and the wolf riders came in the rear as well. Anyway, I ended up winning. I think he conceded at that point because his damsel and his questing knight dude had already died. And it was really he was just left with the bowman. So suddenly I'm like, oh wow, okay. And nomadic war is quite good. It's the first time I played nomadic war. Second game. This was against Jeremy Hayward. So he had orcs and goblins as well. Big block of black orcs in the middle against the fence. I ended up on the same table again, by the way. just randomly. And he had a boar chariot and then a big unit of gobos, and he had a gobo shaman and I think it was a Black Orc war. I can't remember if it was a war boss or a big boss.
I can see a big dude with an axe. Yeah, that's the. Yeah. I think he's got two fanatics in that unit. Highland miniature fanatics, by the look of them. Pretty sure.
Yeah. And then we're playing with two central objectives, aka livestock in the middle of the board.
And
one chicken and a cow. Oh, the chickens are so cute. Oh, the chickens. He moved up. Now this is interesting. So he had. I don't think he needed to do this really, but he moved his Black Hawks, which were actually just had weapon shield. They didn't have any great weapons. He just went hand weapon shield only. He moves them the other side of the fence, which let me then charge them with the chariot and the ball boys and have all their impact hits.
Yeah, because he wouldn't got any
which
impact
he
hits
should
on the
really
fence,
have stayed behind the fence. I feel.
Yeah.
But he was pretty unlucky with the Fanatics as well. I can't remember. He might have had two. I'm pretty sure he had two. Because he released them pretty early and they just went straight through me, and then he rolled like one or two, and then they just managed to not really do much damage. So that meant I was able to just charge into the night goblins and kill like 14 of them or so.
And your Wolf Riders came on pretty soon.
The Wolf Riders came on, both games now. The Wolf Riders came on the first opportunity, and then the Black Orcs as well really suffered from that double charge of the Boar Boys and the Chariot. So, really all was left was the Chariot at the top. So I won that game 6-0 as well. And suddenly I won 2 games 6-0 in a row. My first 2 games of Nomadic War. Suddenly I'm sitting at the top of the table. I'm like,
and you're like, oh god, people are going to think I'm cheating.
Oh no, why am I sitting at the top of the table my own tournament? Like it was strange.
I'm doing the scoring.
But never to fear. I came crashing back to earth. Because then I got drawn against Shade.
Oh yeah,
Brown.
Cool. Awesome. Look at the Fanatics.
Over the random movement. So he had Mangular Squid, Cave Squig, and a Squig herd. Well, not herd, but Squig Riders. Sorry. The Hoppers, and then 3 Fanatics, and still 3 Fanatics in that big block of goblins as well. The random movement, the fact you don't have to declare which direction you're going in, and you can just move up to whatever amount you want to move.
Yeah, like you don't have to move.
I haven't played against random movement that much in the old world, and it caught me by surprise how flexible that is, and especially when you lean into it in an army, it's quite difficult to play around because they have so much flexibility about where they engage, what they want to do, and if they do decide to go into something, you don't get any charge reaction. Like you just have to hold.
Charge.
Can't charge, no flee, nothing.
Yeah, you got to roll high enough, but I see, like you're saying in Battle March, where you're closer together, suddenly, wow, it just soups up the power of it.
I think it does. Yeah, I think it does. I mean, I don't know if it's a bigger problem in the larger game or not, but in these little Battle March games, it did feel pretty potent. But he's also a really good player, and he played his Fanatics really nicely. So he moved that block up just within charge range of my main big and Boar Boys. He didn't pop his Fanatics out then.
Nah, you wait.
He just waited. Like he actually let me declare my charge. I failed it, and then he moved up and dropped the Fanatics, and put me through it. It was brutal. The Boar Boys in the near front. So his ball, I think my Chariot might have charged. I can't remember actually. But
or the Boar Boys, his
Boar Boys. Took out the Chariot. What else happened? Oh man, I was just the random movement hurt me so much. So I ended up moving
through the I
ended up having to move closer up, but then he rolled quite high. The Mangular Squid managed to hit the Chariot. The Goblin, the Squig Riders hit the Goblin Wolf Rider Chariot behind the fence there. And then at this point he moves his big block up because I failed the charge, and pops the Fanatics on the ball boy riders and then brings them through. So they both get hit double. So like I was left with like one dude after the 3 Fanatics went through, and he's like, now I'm gonna sorry to tell you, Josh, but now I have to move the Fanatics out of the unit.
Yeah.
And so then it was another 3d6 of strength 5 AP. So it's like, oh, that hurts so much. So yeah, I wasn't left with much left after that game. So yeah, so okay,
lucky you made him only take 3 and not 5.
Yes,
but I still think he would have done well. Those ball boys having that extra unit too. Like it probably wasn't a bad thing. Like I think he probably went cool. Now I've got a little bit more.
Yeah, but it's more interesting. Like ball boys is a fun, like it's a fun dynamic thing to play. It's got a decent threat range and that type of thing. Whereas a second unit of slightly smaller night goblins, also with 2 Fanatics, as well as the big first unit, it's less fun for your opponent.
Yeah, because it's like I either avoid you and you don't do anything, or I have to come near you and then you just destroy me.
Yeah. So it's how it interacts with the game. So then game 4 played against Max Pugno. So this is one of the Dirty Harry lists. So yeah, he had a Grudge Thrower, some Iron Drakes, Rangers, and a block of regular warriors. And in this list, I think I got first turn, and I just this is after I'd moved, so I'd just run up as a essential objective. This is where the dead animal is, and I moved right up around it, and I was heading towards him. I think he actually fluffed a lot of his attacks. I don't think he killed anything in his turn. Maybe one dude or something like that. Like his Thane, every time he shot, like he would either it's 3s to hit for both, and then without really modifiers, and then 2d3 for each hit. And he either miss both or he'd miss with one, and then he'd roll a d3 and get one or two. Yeah, and then he'd get 1 or 2, and then he'd only get 2 hits out of those, and then I'd get armor save. Like he was like, God damn it. So this game went really quick because I just charged in. Like this is like it's like running Patronian almost. I'm just like just charging in, man. This is all I know how to do. So
was it tough
turn 2, I'm in combat. Everything's
is that where you go?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. That's why I run this army. So yeah, the Wolf Chariot's in with the Grudge Thrower, the big uns are in with the warriors, and then the Iron Drakes are getting hit by 2 chariots and the other unit of Ball Boys. The Iron Drakes down to 1. The warriors, I think they broken.
So what's Warhouse saying here? Did anyone else yell out?
Only he yelled out. So the objective was ridiculous things like this horse has a hat. You had to make I'd written in there, because you're inspecting the corpse to see if it really is the transfigured form of Anno della Morenza. But yeah, unfortunately, I think it was only Dave that actually loudly proclaimed it.
Typical orc player.
But at this point in the game, Max was like, okay, look, I'm pretty much going to concede this, but let's just play it out a little bit. I don't really have any photos of the middle bit. So what happens here? So his Iron Drake is actually he fell back in good order, but he fell back 2 inches, and it meant that I wasn't actually didn't actually hit the Rangers. So his turn, the Rangers actually charged the Boar Boys, actually do fairly well against the Boar Boys and push them back, and then I think he followed up, but that other big unit of big uns I've got up at the big Boar Boys, they had a choice. They could either charge the Rangers or charge the Thane, who is actually right in front of them. You can't quite see him. He's behind the Rangers. Okay. He's not in the unit. He's out by himself. And I was like, I'd really like to get rid of that Harry boy, because if I can get rid of him, because he's got potential to do a lot of damage. So it's either that or I try to hit the Rangers and try to clear that unit off the board. In retrospect, that's probably what I should have done, because I did charge the Thane. Even though he's like 3 inches away, he can still stand and shoot. And he actually finally rolls reasonably and kills 4 Boar Boys. So the whole unit of Boar Boys is dead except for the big boss. So the big boss gets in. The big boss fluffs a little bit, gets 1 wound through, but because he's done 4 wounds on the stand and shoot, the big boss loses combat by 3. And like just falls. Luckily I was rolling okay on the. Yeah. Luckily I was rolling okay on the break test because I just fell back into an order. But I was just like, damn, this thing can shoot so much. Then I think following turn, I kept trying to get back in combat. So I moved the chariot up, but I actually moved it way too close. It actually meant he could actually march over to the chariot. And this is something where I just haven't played enough the old world. So it moves up 1 inch away from the chariot, so the chariot now doesn't get any impact hits.
Yeah.
So then I like go with the chariot and the boar boss. And this is actually something that then just either we both fluff or not. Well, was constant fluffing. I think it was 4 rounds of combat where we were just drawing and nothing was happening. And eventually he actually kills my big boss with the Thane. In the meantime, the Rangers are actually holding their own.
Yeah, and then I was taking out those.
Despite all this.
Wow. You've lost a chariot. What happened there?
So what happened there? So
ran off.
How did this happen? Yeah, so the this is going crazy, man. So the Wolf Rider chariot, because both of them go in, but unfortunately the Orc chariot's again within 3 inches, so he doesn't get the impact hits. So I only get the Gobbler impact hits. And then the Rangers, I think actually they must have done some damage, or I can't remember where they got the static combat res from, but they managed to win the combat again. I think I just didn't roll any impact hits, and then the Wolf chariot just breaks and runs off the board. That's why it's gone now. The Orc chariot has fallen back in order. That's why it's fallen back now. And I think the other Orc boys are actually ended up over the other side of the forest. So then I've got the ambushing Gobbos that have finally come on. They get shot at.
Oh, how many
they charge?
He's got like
and then they
dying.
And then I've got the Orc chariot that charges in. He stands and shoots. I think he gets 1 win through. I only kill 3 out of 4 with the impact hits. And there's one dude who just gives ground. The Thane's still alive. This is the end of the game.
So
he won.
Up? Yeah,
he won 4-2. I couldn't believe it. I was like,
especially from that picture you had before, like where you were just surrounding
what did
that.
I do? I completely stuffed it up. I just I can't believe it. Like I think I made like 4 or 5 horrible mistakes. Like in terms of positioning, like moving the chariot. Like I could, if I'd moved this chariot, like the Gobbo chariot at the far, if I hadn't moved it so close to the Thane, that he could move within 3 inches of me, then I would have had the impact hits to probably do some damage. If I could have put the Boar Boys into the back of the Rangers. I think that would have. I mean, I felt like I had enough guys there; it'll be okay. But and there was other little things like that Boar Boy unit. So you can see it's there, the 2 guys. This turn, they're actually way around the left. I rallied them, and then I forgot to move them back close so that when this Orc charge, the chariot charged in, they could have gone in as well and maybe killed. I did a couple of things that were just boneheaded. Anyway.
That's good. That's Warhammer.
Crazy. Last game was against Dave House, who's in this chat. I took a photo of this. So apparently he's a graphic designer. He's done little cards for each unit. And these aren't just stat cards. He's got how many models are in this unit as well. So these are bespoke cards for his army. Yeah. For that army. These are not reusable, which I love. Yeah. It's more just prompting him to, different rules and that type of thing. But I thought it was really quite cute. But yeah, he of the Mega Old Hammer Goblin Green bases.
Yeah.
Love it. So this was also quite a swingy game. These are fun games. It's 650 points, and these are going for 75 minutes or maybe just over an hour. So he just moves everything right up. This was another diagonal deployment. There's no objective whatsoever in this one. He just moves everything right up.
That terrain, that's the venue's terrain, that one?
This is the venue's terrain. So if you just notice, a lot of this terrain is my own. It looks reasonably good. But when I got to this table, I was like, oh, sorry, I've gone too far back.
I don't mind the statue things looked okay there though.
Yeah, it just felt a bit sparse. I wasn't happy with this table when I sat down at it.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, oh, okay. So I'm intending to just get on a terrain drive and just make more and more terrain. So the more I can just bring and not rely on store terrain, the better, I reckon. So yeah, he moves his big night goblin up, the big block. I think it's got a shaman and a little git in there who had Walloper's one-hit wonder. So releases the Fanatics. They pop through the ball boys. They kill a couple. One then goes back through the ball boys and the chariot, deletes the chariot. All the ball boys are dead. The Fanatics. So I just got my war boss or big boss going in. He gets walloped by a one-hit wonder and just dies. I think I got so I've got 4 out here. Like I've got 4 casualties. It's because I rolled him first, and then we realized that one-hit wonder.
It strikes first, is it?
There was. I think there was some rule about it strikes first. Because he was like, oh, actually, this should have happened before he did all that, and I was like, okay, and then he just dies, and then it's like, oh, okay, I guess those goblins go back on. So the goblins actually look like they're dying, but they're actually not. And then, where are we? So, have we got a photo? Oh yeah, so at the top screen there, the orc chariot and the other smaller unit of ball boys goes into the big squig herd. They delete about 2/3 of the squigs. The squigs go wild, which actually I think it failed to do any damage to my.
Didn't do anything anymore.
Didn't do anything. Yeah. And then the unit just
it only does it 1 per 5, and if you've already killed a bunch, it doesn't do anything, doesn't it?
Yeah, there was only like 5 or 6 left. I killed the loads. Yeah. It was squig massacre. Squigs are dying everywhere. So yeah, that unit popped. And then so after they kill this, so they reform this big block, and they were just 10 inches away from my ball boys, and he managed to roll the 6 on the charge and get into the ball boys.
So he got in. Oh wow!
Yeah, so he actually just straight up charged the ball boys, and then I've got my Goblin Wolf Riders in the forwards. They've ambushed on there, and they're sort of facing off against the riders in the far screen, which I wasn't sure what to do with there really, because the random move is so bizarre, and it's just like I kind of want to charge, but at the same time, if they charge me, I think those things are toast. At one point, I was like, actually, why don't I just head up towards the big block of night goblins and maybe just charge them in the rear next turn? Yeah. There's a freaking Fanatic right there as well, and it's like, oh, maybe I should have just taken that risk in retrospect, and probably that would have been the better play. But yeah, the night goblins, they only kill a couple of
but they just got
ball boys
plus. But at the time,
the ball boys just fall back in good order. I've been rolling on pretty well on leadership checks that weekend, really. But then the chariot, the orc chariot. So I think the next turn it turns around, and then the following turn it just charges the night goblins because I fell back in order, which meant they had to charge the boars again, and then I think he made a mistake where the boars actually fell off the table, and he chose to pursue, but they were actually still on the board, which meant they just had their rear exposed. It just meant the boar chariot could actually just charge the rear of the night goblins.
You got no ranks then. If you haven't
so they were disrupted, and it just meant. And I think I rolled 5 impact hits. It did 5 wounds, and that was enough to really just push all these characters and the big block off the board. And then the riders, they rolled like an 18 or 17 inches, and next minute they're just into my Goblin Wolf Riders.
Wow!
And just delete almost the entire unit. And they just ran off the board, and that's where we finished.
Say, like if you actually got the charge off, you probably would have done pretty well. But
I think so. Yeah, I think I had a chance.
Charge with that many,
I might have been
people
okay. Yeah,
2 attacks.
So it ended up being a draw, 3-3.
Wow, cool.
Was that left on the board? So yeah, no. And that was my monolith table.
There's your monolith. You never got to play on it. Damn it.
Oh dear. I never got to play on it. I was really hoping to play on it, but I took a photo of it.
Oh, that's good.
That's all we got. Man, so ended up coming 8th in my own tournament. So blew my own phone.
Oh, was that 8th? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The battle match was great, man. Like, got 5 games in a day. Who would have thought?
Oh, yeah, there you go. He's Dave said you forgot to mention his rock lobber misfire 3 times and deleted itself.
Yeah, the first turn he rolls a misfire and a hit, I think, which is the most crushing combination. And he just rolls deactivated until the next turn. And then right. Turn 3, he rolls again, misfire again, then it blows up.
God.
Classic rock lobber.
Oh
dear, that was funny.
Oh man, that's successful then. I think we're well, I can't believe we've like run tournaments now. Like, I mean, you've run them before, but like we went from like saying we really should run some old world tournaments, and then we've done 2, so it's good.
Yeah, two in 1 month. In the same month, which is hilarious. Don't think I would have had the. It took, it took running CanCon, and not just that, but also like there was a lot of stress points for me doing this event. A lot of it was helped by the fact I had been running that campaign for so long.
Yeah,
that
like the
especially just terrain portability and just like telling people what to do. There was lots of stuff I learned from that whole thing that I think helped me a lot and sort of got me into doing this, more comfortably than I was. But it was still stressful for me, especially the morning when I was packing. I was like paranoid I was going to forget something important. It's also, it was a venue. I had not really done anything. Yeah. So and like, running it on software that I know works, but I haven't really used it. So I was just like just passively sweating while I was like packing my car. So I'm like, how stressed am I? Like I'm just like sweating. It's ridiculous. But I think next time I run it, it'll be okay. Like a lot of those. I think once you've done it properly and you know the event, like it's venue and you know how it all works. A lot of those variabilities is much less.
Is there anyone down that way that could like step in and help as well, or
help me with what regard?
Yeah, just TOing in general, or just sometimes you could just have another person, just to. Yeah, I guess you don't need it if it's Battle March. It's pretty easy, but if you take on a bigger tournament.
What do you mean? As in answering questions?
Like co-TOs, just the whole thing, just helping you do stuff.
I think so. I mean, now I've done it and I know how gaming arena systems are and all the terrain and stuff, and I know that I'm more familiar with the software now. I've used it. I don't think it'll be stressful anymore. But if I did run a bigger event, probably what I do is. I mean, one thing that was crucial as a player TO is I had to play reasonably fast so that I was done a good 10 minutes before the round was over so that I could then talk around. Well, no, it's not just that. No, it was more about I could then go around to all the tables and make sure everyone was finishing their games on time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because if I'm busy, I'm struggling to finish my game, then who's telling everyone that they got 5 minutes?
You didn't have like a screen or anything, hey?
Not really. Like I had my tablet with a screen on it, but it was only that. The venue has big TVs, but they're all being occupied by Legion, and I think there was 4 other events. Well, the 3 other events happening on the same day. Apparently,
okay, right, yeah.
There was quite a few, but if I ran a bigger event, then I would be able to run on the TV. I think, but I think the thing is that I probably would be if I did run a bigger event, would actually just be people that designated question answerers or rulings makers, because that was the only little thing that might slow me down a little bit. It was just people would just come over and ask me questions and that kind of thing, which was actually fine. But if it was 20 tables or something like that, that probably would be a little bit harder to manage, So
I found that when I just TO'd, it was just like you get questions that you technically know the answer of, but when you get that, you're like, I should look up the book too, just to make sure, or FAQ, or it's like if you do it enough, I think it'll be fine. But
I often didn't know the answer to the question, and really, I was trying to play my game, so I wouldn't have. I'm not looking it up, man. So I would just make a ruling based on what should happen in Warhammer. Of what should happen in Warhammer, which I feel is often better than looking at the rules. To be quite honest, because the rules are shit. And if they ask me a question, that's the answer I'm going to give. Otherwise, they can look up the rules themselves. Sometimes I'll be like,
work it out.
Have you looked it up? Have you found an FAQ about that? If you haven't, then I'm just going to give you a ruling.
That's a good
And
point.
Like to be honest, in that environment, they just want a ruling. You know, they just want an arbitrator to tell them what they should do, and then move on with their lives.
Like
and as long as it's neutral, this is what you should do, then they can just keep playing.
Better than me. I was like looking at. Then I'd come back going, I found the FAQ. Like we got it right. I think we did most of the time actually. But it was nice to come back and go, yeah, this is actually the FAQ. It's amazing how like the problem with the FAQs is because there's the FAQ and the errata and all that. You sort of go, I've read it, but was it in the FAQ or is it the errata? And if it's in the errata, you're like, sorry, the FAQ part, you got to like,
oh yeah,
it's almost like reading a book to work out. Okay, there it is. That's the question because it's not really like in the section. I mean, it sort of is, but
yeah, it's so hard to find it again. You've remembered it. You've read it somewhere, and you're like, where was that?
Yeah,
like these concepts in my head.
Frustrating.
Yeah,
yeah. That's why I was thinking, like, yeah, maybe that's something I can put in the product at some point. Like, even just answering those questions, like finding it in there. You know what I mean? Like, just like I know there's something about armor piercing and this and that, and just let it come back. You know?
That concept is so foreign to me. Making rulings on feel. Yeah, well, I've barely played for 6 months, so you know if I'm running it, like, that's hard to do it. I'm not gonna if I'm playing like that's how I want to run the tournament was I could play, and that's the only way I could do the rulings would be just like yep, this is it. Sorry guys.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you wouldn't get as many crazy ones in that size, would you? Or I don't know.
No, I really didn't. It was more like it would just be like yeah, just very often there was quite basic questions, really. I really didn't get any really curly things about, this base is here or that base is there. To be honest, I think the atmosphere of the event, most of the players were quite happy just to fudge most things without even asking me, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, as I said, a lot of them were just there, I haven't played Warhammer since I was a teenager. I'm here just, I think it'd be fun kind of thing. So, yeah, there really wasn't people trying to do any edge cases. It was more just, yeah. And he was like, yeah, 4-up. I mean, I didn't tell him to 4-up it. Often I would just be like, just do this. This is what seems more thematic. This is what feels right. Do that.
It's half narrative. So there you go.
Yeah, that's right. I'm used to being a GM who can make crap up. That's what I'm going to do.
Fair enough.
That's how I ran my campaign. So, yeah.
That's cool,
man.
All
right, shall we do some cafe?
Oh, man.
Or do you want to call it? Do you want to call it? Because you look absolutely exhausted. And I've been talking for almost an hour and a half. And
I don't even know if people are going to care if we delay the cafe and wait till.
Should we just do it next week? Should we just do a Cathay episode next week? We don't have anything else to talk about particularly next week. Let's just do it like coming.
We might do a little bit of the I wouldn't mind, depending on how it happens. I wouldn't mind
it's the week before.
The Fatal Fall.
Fatal Final Fall.
Fatal Fantasy.
No,
I don't know.
Final Fall Fantasy.
Yeah. So maybe we'll end up calling it and have a bit of an early one. I mean, the only other thing I thought is
we are not contractually obliged to do 2 hours. We can do whatever we like.
The only thing I did want to share was just the news of that thing that dropped. I mean, I don't know if it's news because it's not really. But did you see that, like the Dark Elf thing that people were sharing on Facebook? That suddenly all the Dark Elf stuff
I did briefly saw that bit of conjecture.
Leak it. I haven't actually gone into the leak here, so I don't know if anyone can talk about that. But it looks like
there was just a leak saying that
ones.
It was just like saying the VC and Dark Elves might be being put back into the game, and then and then separately they're saying that a lot of them are now out of stock. In iOS.
And there's another hint in the recent community post from GW. Okay, Maddie, which recent post? Has that just come out, or is that I have to catch up on this stuff? I've been out of commission on this stuff. I have to chase it up. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't mean it's coming imminently, but if they're doing this stuff, it might mean that it's at least in the
it'd be a huge relief.
Now. Yeah.
Oh, shit, it'd be a huge relief if they do.
Dark Elf.
They're such good models.
Them, but not,
it's one of the most modern model ranges in the fantasy sort of group of factions. So to be able to get them back in properly,
I mean, they all pretty much are. I mean, that's the only thing was the ogres, what we were talking about last week. But I just you got the Dark Elves, you got the Skaven, And Vamps and then popped. Demons is still super.
Very helpfully.
So like, oh, come on.
Here we go. Forsaken Darkness has just been very obliging. Finally, Arcane Journal appreciate games.
These include the Raiders and Reavers that trouble the Union. So they're Dark Elves, are they? The Reavers, I guess.
And so not just Wolves of the Sea?
I don't know. People probably know more about the lore than me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Also kind of hints at ogres. I mean, I don't know. We don't know, but surely they will keep them in at some point. It's probably still ages away, though. I mean, I can't see them. I don't know. They could easily just bring them back one at a time, though, hey? Just like, here's this army. Here's this army. They'll fly off the shelves. Be bloody awesome. Anyway, I think we will call it, guys, because I am fucking knackered. It's no 10 to 11 anyway.
I'm just going to argue this point.
Okay.
John says, Wolves raid the land, Reavers raid the sea. But it's Wolves of the Sea. Like, it's in the name. They're Wolves of the Sea.
I just think of Firefly when I see Reavers. So,
can I also... so when I was painting my wolves, speaking of wolves, my Goblin Wolf Riders, my partner was like, why do you have wolves with boars? Like, isn't that like a natural predator of the boar? Like, how would you possibly have those in the same army? Like, wouldn't the wolves just want to eat the boars all the time? They'll just be smelling bacon, Josh. They'll just be really frustrated if they can't just go and eat the boar. Like, that's just unfair. Those poor wolves.
It's kind of funny though when you do that.
I'd never really thought about it
riding
before.
The wolf and the big orc is riding the boar, which is just a wild pig. So the orcs were, it's sort of that's interesting.
Yeah, you think you're the other way around. But yeah. Anyway, that was a nice little zoological note to end on.
It's kind of funny that discussions you guys must have. That stuff. Your crazy figures. Anyway, cool. So hopefully people will understand. It's just been a busy week, and Andrew's not here to fill out the other 20 minutes. So I guess we might have an early one.
Yep,
Come back next week with some Cathay and some final. I keep calling it final. Fatal Fall. God, I keep getting it wrong.
Final Fantasy Fatal Fall.
Hope that's all okay, people. Yes, but other than that, I guess the big shout out, and just remember, check out the website on Friday.
Both.
On Old World Rankings, if you want to check out some of the new stuff that is starting to pop out. If not, just check it out and appreciate any feedback and suggestions and all that. Throw it at our way, and we'll see what we can do. Be really good.
Yep.
And except, I guess outside of that, anything you wanted to say, Josh, or I'll say goodbye and we'll.
No, let's wrap it up.
See you next week. Awesome.
Yep. Thanks for listening, guys. It was a really fun weekend.
See you next week. Keep
universally positive response, so I'm going to keep running them. It'll be fun. See you tomorrow. Awesome. See you next week.
Okay. See you, Josh. Bye.